Welcome back to the GSMC Golf Podcast presented by the GSMC Sports Network. We're here back with our third segment talking about LIV Golf Nashville. Now, we talked about the PGA Tour signature event. Now we're taking our eyes onto the other golf league here with the LIV Golf League. And the first thing I want to talk about before we talk about any of the play from the weekend, we saw record crowds here at LIV Golf Nashville. And this is what happens when you have a product that people enjoy watching. Bryson DeChambeau sells golf, and he is a very influential person in golf right now. And we really need him right now to be able to, take strides at a lot of these things that we want to see moving forward in golf. And if the LIV Tour stays separate from the PGA Tour, that's fine. But he needs to be the catalyst for LIV Golf to bring it up a little bit more. These events can be a lot more exciting. We can have the individualistic side of golf with the PGA Tour, but we could also see LIV Golf be entertaining and be for the masses here. Be for a team event that people want to watch. People love seeing teams, and this was the idea behind the LIV Golf Tour. But we just haven't seen the excitement yet for LIV Golf. And now we're finally getting to a point where now we're willing to watch it because the product they're putting on is good and it is entertaining, and I do enjoy it. So now we're seeing a increased field and people just following around Bryson DeChambeau, who didn't play too fantastic. He did finish tied for third. He wasn't the winner, though. The winner individually was Tyrrell Hatton. As the Crushers and the Legion are having a fantastic race for the number one spot in the LIV Golf standings. Crushers still hold that spot after a second place here at Nashville. But it was Legion 13 that had the overall team lead off of the back of a 20 under round 2. Every single one of their guys had fantastic round 2s here. It was Tyrrell Hatton, the individual leader, 6 under, 7 under, 6 under for 19 under. Led the field by 6 strokes for the 3-day event. Impressive stuff. This is his first win since 2020. He wasn't able to win on the PGA Tour. Goes to the LIV Golf Tour in this past year, and now joins John Rahm's team, and they look pretty good. Does Legion 13. Sam Horsfield from the Majestics Golf Club does finish second after 4 under, 3 under, 6 under in his rounds. Goes 13 under. Joaquin Neiman goes 12 under, starts that stretch of 12 under. John Rahm after on the backs of an 8 under round 2, so that's 7 under, 8 under, and then they have their other guys. Kyle Vincent 5 under, and Surratt was 2 under to get their team to a 20 under. Very, very impressive for Legion 13. Their lowest guy was Surratt at tied for 25th, where you have other guys. The entire Brooks Koepka team did horrible this event. You have McDowell, Koepka, and Gooch finishing all tied for 42nd at 1 under. You have at the bottom of this leaderboard, Dustin Johnson at tied for 51st out of 54. 4 over plus 1, or 1 over, 1 under, 4 over on Sunday. A very disappointing event for Dustin Johnson. Brooks Koepka had a disappointing event. Phil Mickelson, who, that's kind of the normal for him, finished 40th. Bubba Watson tied for 35th. Other captains, Ian Poulter tied for 25th. Sergio Garcia tied for 18th. Luis Oosthuizen tied for 13th. Cam Smith tied for 9th. Bryson DeChambeau, captain of the Crushers, finished tied for 3rd with Catlin and Casey 7th and 9th, as I believe those both are on his team as well. No, it's Casey, it's Howell and Lowry. As Casey finished 9th, Lowry finished tied for 18th, and Howell for the Crushers also. I'm just not seeing him. I'm just not seeing him. But the Crushers did play very well. They extend their lead on the rest of the field minus Legion 13 with a second place here, picking up a few much needed points off the backs of a fantastic weekend from Bryson DeChambeau. Other teams that did really well: Torque GC finished third, Majestics GC fourth, with Stenson and Horsfield having 2 great weeks. Stinger finished fifth, Ripper sixth. That's Cam Smith teams. Cleeks finished sixth as well with Kamer, or Martin Kamer's team. You have Fireballs finishing eighth. Sergio Garcia's team. Dustin Johnson's 4 aces finished ninth, with all of Dustin Johnson's team finishing above him. Perez, Reed, and Harold Varner finished above him on the standings. And High Flyers, Mickelson's team, finished 10th to round out the top 10 from Nashville. So overall leaderboard, now what does that look like? It's still Crushers at first, as Legion closed the gap a little bit, but they have a 9.5 point lead. On second place does Bryson DeChambeau's Crushers team. You have Torque playing very good golf. They have not finished outside the top 6 on an event yet this year. Very consistent, but they just haven't won one yet. Crushers haven't won since Honduras, though. They've gone a very long time without winning. Miami 6th, Adeline tied for 7th, Singapore 11th, Houston tied for 4th, and this is their best event since Honduras was the second place, as teams look to make a charge at them after their fantastic start to the year. But towards the lower ends of the leaderboard, Smash has been kind of falling a little bit. This is, of course, Brooks Koepka's team. They were up to, I believe they were up to around like 3rd place, but after 11-4, second, 12th, has them sliding a little bit now. And other teams, Cleeks winning 2 weeks ago at Houston, they finished tied for 6th. They're still middle of the pack. And it does just look like, with 4 events remaining in the LIV Golf season, it looks like it's going to come down to Crushers or Legion. Over on the players leaderboard, the individual leaderboard here, it's Joaquin Niemann, who is having such a fantastic year. Finished tied for 3rd again after he has already won twice on the LIV Golf Tour individually this year. Finished tied for 3rd at Nashville. He has a 36-point lead on Jon Rahm, who is 2nd place on the LIV Golf Tour. You have Bryson DeChambeau looking to make a little bit of a comeback, now just about 700th of a point off of Dustin Johnson. You expect him to close that gap here in their next event. But for Bryson DeChambeau, now he's 12th after a pretty poor start to the year. And towards the bottom of the leaderboard, you're getting Phil Mickelson is trying to make a little bit more of a charge, but he is tied for 40th here, not able to really get up in the individual leaderboards too much, as it's been a disappointing season for Phil Mickelson, who might just be out of his prime, I think is how I would describe him. But it does look very interesting towards the top of the leaderboard. Of course, Joaquin Niemann is going to take away the individual player award for the LIV Golf season, as he has such a substantial lead on anybody else and is playing just fantastic golf. But guys like Luis Oosthuizen, who's been playing, who started off very well, tailing off a little bit, looks to be better. Jon Rahm is still 2nd without even playing in Houston, so that is very impressive. Tied for 3rd, 8th, 5th, tied 8th, tied 4th, tied 3rd, tied 10th, tied 3rd now. Hasn't gotten outside of the top 10 on the LIV Golf Tour this year. Not getting the same success when he goes to the PGA Tour, but that's a conversation for another day. It's been unfortunate for Jon Rahm when he does have to make an appearance over in the majors there, but individually, a lot going on for this leaderboard. Everybody looks pretty close from 3rd to about like 20th, I would say. Anybody could really shuffle around. Well, not 20th, sorry. Anywhere from 3rd to 14th, I would say, can shuffle around just in one tournament, honestly. Statistics-wise, we haven't had too much movement in statistics here. Cameron Smith is still the best putter. The most birdies still goes to Jon Rahm. Most fairways hit goes to Answer and Luis Oosthuizen at 68 and 66%. Driving distance, of course, is Bryson DeChambeau, averaging 322 yards per drive. So everything's looked about the same here. Going to team statistics, smash still at the top of fairways hit. Scrambling is the Crushers. I believe that might have switched this past weekend. I believe it might have been the Stinger at the top of scrambling, but greens in regulation has also been the Crushers. Very impressive, hitting 73.49% of their greens in regulation. Good irons and good and good wedges from a team that is captained by Bryson DeChambeau, not really known for that, but is having a very different season than we're used to seeing Bryson DeChambeau. He's been fantastic on all aspects of golf this year. We saw that at the U.S. Open. Everything was working for him, and that kind of is, heightened by that 60-foot bunker shot that he put within 6 feet to win the U.S. Open. Never thought that I was going to see Bryson DeChambeau do that in a million years, but he is able to absolutely. I mean, he has that in his bag. He has that in his game, and he's able to do things that you're not used to Bryson DeChambeau doing. And we're seeing that at LIV Golf. He's gonna be. I mean, he's the one selling tickets for LIV Golf. He's the one everybody who's really there in Nashville to watch. Their next event is they go back overseas. They go back to Spain, July 12th and 14th. That is their next event at Valderrama, if I'm not mistaken. They then have UK, Greenbrier, Chicago, and then Team Championship in Dallas to round off their year. So 5 more events for the LIV Golf on the season, July 12th through 14th. They do have a couple of weeks off now. Is that during the Tour Championship? That event? That might be. Hold on. 12th through 14th. No, that's during the Scottish Open. Okay, the Open Championship is the next year. Or next week. Okay, that makes more sense. I was about to say, they cannot schedule that close. But anyways, that'll wrap it up for the LIV Golf Nashville review. The next time we'll talk about LIV Golf will be in that when they go to Spain for July 12th through 14th. So that'll wrap it up for our third segment of the night. When I come back, we'll be talking about Scotty Scheffler's record-shattering year and really put the year that he's having in perspective for you guys.